Oh, good afternoon, everyone. A bit of a different WeLearn today. There was not a lot of time to prepare a very formal WeLearn because of we did some preparations for Dixie this morning, as some of you might have seen on the camera. So I thought actually I'd show you a little bit of what I'm doing with the paper wasps that I mentioned a couple of times and filming them. And just started and things setting up with Herman, who's doing camera for me now. Thank you for that, Herman. Just again here, probably Herman can't see it, but there's a dead wasp here being eaten by ants. And as always, everything in nature, nothing goes to waste. And it's very fascinating that it happens. That wasp must have died sometime during the morning because it wasn't here earlier. And I've got all these little ants here. I must always be very careful as well with leaving food because the minute you do it, then they. I don't know if I can show you this. Some of the things you've seen. Eaten by the ants in the meantime. They're still eating, just like there's still a picture in it. I'll just show you a little. Anyways, you can see that from the whole nest. That's just see if I put this. Superior, do you get any sound at the moment? Okay, well, normally you're supposed to hide these radio mics so people don't see them, but I guess it's better to see them and hear me than not see the mic and also not hear me. So I hope that's going to work. I'm also going to speak up because there's a big, well, as you can see, tin plates here. So I don't know, maybe that might also interfere with the signal a little bit. But as I was saying, I found this little stalk paper wasp nest here, and I've been following it the whole time and taking videos of it. And then actually, I don't know if Herman can, or maybe you can actually point it to the computer screen. Then you can actually. That's probably your best. I see at the moment there are 4 wasps on there, which is 3 of them are actually second generation. What happens with paper wasps is, yeah, Herman's gonna move past me again. But just as a bit of an experiment, we'd like to do more from here, but we're just experimenting now a little bit with space and some other things, and there's not a lot of room here. Interesting thing about paper wasps. And it's a social species, like all paper wasps. And the queen, who's only one of the colony that overwinters, she starts with building a little stalk here with a couple of small cocoons. And then from there, actually, she expands the nest this way. As you can see, actually, people always talk about paper wasps being aggressive, but they're quite used to me. They just go about their own business. Even if I put the camera really close, which is nice, then they could just act naturally. But those 3 or 4 wasps that you see now, that's actually the first generation of workers that start helping the queen actually take care and raise the second and the third generations. The queen at the moment itself, I think, is not present, or there's 4 of them, yeah, so one of them must be. But unlike with ants, for instance, in paper wasps you can't really see a difference between the queen and the workers. They all look the same. But the difference is the queen is the only one that lays the eggs, and she is definitely in charge of the whole colony. And that often she confirms it by acting quite aggressively towards all the other ones who are then subdued. The only thing is if the queen would at some point die or get eaten by something, then one of the first generation of females will actually take over and become the new queen. Yeah, see, you can actually see the going in there. And at the moment, I said 4 of them have hatched, or whatever you call it with paper was, I'm not so sure. Come out of their cocoons, but there's still a whole bunch of cocoons here with little larvae in there that still have to come out. Some interesting, this morning as well, I filmed some interesting behavior where the queen goes and forages, and then actually she catches caterpillars, for instance, and mashes that up into a little tiny ball. And then she comes back and then she feeds the larvae with that, which was something I was able to finish to film this morning, which is quite interesting. She makes this little ball with the front legs, and then she feeds, I think it was the bigger larvae that were fed that way. And actually, you can actually see normally the larvae just hang down like that, and you could actually see them moving and